award show.
Yeah.
And we are live. Oh, baby. Episode 51 is here. We are here today with Grant Gigante and Sophia Falcone Stan Vu.
Let's go.
Boys, how are we doing? And welcome. First off, as everyone out there may not know, or maybe they remember from one of our top episodes recently, we've got Grant Gigante back from I guess our tournament of best TV sitcoms. Is that what it was from?
Yeah, I believe so. Yep.
Well, hey man, welcome back.
Thank you for having me. It was fun last time. I'm excited to put a little bit more input. I see a lot of episodes where a certain co-host does not provide a lot of insight. So I figured I would come on and at least provide that role.
Well, Vu, you know what? Because you guys are close. How about you introduce him? I mean, Grant, how I like to start with any kind of guest we come in here is, of course, we like to S their D for a little bit. And then, of course, we ask them what got them into movies, if they have like a favorite movie or favorite TV show that they have. But, Vu, I can pass it on to you if you want to help.
Yeah,
I need this intro to him.
I think Grant is a movie connoisseur, a TV show connoisseur when it comes to stuff that's popular and hyped up, especially in the Marvel DC realm.
Yeah.
As well as anything that HBO really puts out. I think Grant's pretty much on it. So
you gotta get your money's worth with that subscription.
There you got it. Well, Grant, I mean, what do you want? Is there anything you're watching to get your money's worth out of it besides Penguin? Because it seems like lately we talk about this, how HBO has kind of had a weird year.
It has. I know they have. I mean, obviously House of the Dragon, the mainstream stuff, House of the Dragon. I know Sopranos, The Wire, stuff like that, right? But I've been watching Industry lately on HBO.
Oh, have you?
Yeah, it's not too bad. It's like it's like younger kids, and they're like straight out of like university or something. It's like set in London, but they work at this like stock trading or like financial firm. And it's pretty just like cutthroat type. It's kind of good, not too crazy, but they're in the third season right now. So
is it good with Kit Harington?
He's only been in one episode, so I've only seen like one or two episodes of season 3. But yeah, he's in that as like some tech startup dude.
Okay, sorry, but what were you saying?
Is it like Succession vibes?
In a sense that it's like kind of like a large company, but it more so follows the employees and not like the higher level like C-suite people.
Gotcha. Nice.
It does look interesting, and I have tempted to start it just because I used to have such an insane backlog, but this podcast has truly put me up to pace, I feel like, with shows. So I mean, tell us a little more about yourself, Grant, sense of what's your favorite movie? If you can name any, what are some of your favorite movies and favorite TV shows?
My favorite movies of all time are the Dark Knight trilogy, the Christian Bale version. Dark Knight Rises, then Batman Begins.
There we go.
I know that's somewhat controversial, but I think the opinion that the Dark Knight Rises is better than the Dark Knight is just insane. There's no better single performance than Heath Ledger's Joker.
Thank you. You and I think very similarly.
It can't be beat.
I was born in it.
And Vu's Bane is pretty good. Can you do that one more time for the crowd?
No, you gotta subscribe to my Cameo for that.
The Patreon.
Yeah, the Patreon. Yeah, this show has a Patreon for sure. Or just Vu, I guess, has a Patreon just for his personality.
Yeah, Vu, right under your Insta there, link your Patreon.
Yeah, next to my OF.
Nice. Yeah, next to your OF. Yeah, dude, that'd be pretty great to get some OF content going. OF's trying to get away from pornography, so they're trying to, and RIP Karina Koff, I saw today. Apparently, she's not on OnlyFans anymore. So, you guys know who that is? She
got the bag and left.
She made $67 billion in 3 years. So I guess apparently, if you're wondering how I know all of this, it was on my Twitter. I don't know why my Twitter's showing me this, but
if you want to know
culture,
this,
baby.
Subscriber.
I was like, damn it!
He's now saving $9.99 a month.
yeah, it was funny, dude. It was insane. Well, hey, good to talk about porn within the first 5 minutes of the show. But no, or is she even porn? I don't even know. But either way, it sounds.
I don't even know what you consider that.
Yeah,
I guess.
But I would like to give one shout out. It is our boy Brad's birthday today. Member and longtime host of the pod. So we got to give him a quick happy birthday.
Yeah.
Cue that Cabo happy birthday song real quick. But
yeah. Dude,
shout out. It is a good one.
It is an elite happy birthday. I mean, shout out Brad. He's been here for at least 45 of the 51, I'd say, at least of the episodes. I mean, he's been his true statement and true definition of longevity in the game. To see where we've come from 0 and still potting with Vu and I after literally Vu and I started the pod together and Brad came in just to help out, honestly. We needed it. It's been nice to have his insights and everything. So, Brad, we wish you're here, but also at the same time, you got to enjoy the time with your family and friends. So, yo, dude, Grant. So last week we ended out, we'll jump into things. We ended our episode last week with the tournament. It was the top October movie challenge bracket. So every movie that's ever been released, we essentially had them go head to head in a bracket tournament. And we got to the finals, and we actually weren't able to complete it because Vu hadn't seen the championship, which was the Martian. And we needed, and we did not want to end on a tie or a horse race. So we really wanted to come in.
It's really shocking to me that he hadn't seen the final two.
Okay, I saw one of them. I saw one of them.
Yeah,
it would be unfair for me to vote for a winner without having seen the other.
Yeah.
So I had a little homework today. Brad did text us his lock.
Yes. Do you want to announce his lock?
Yep. The Martian was his pick. Grant, it was between The Social Network and The Martian. Have you seen either?
I just clowned you for that. I haven't seen either.
What the hell? The fans are going to cancel you, Grant.
That's why I'm a guest and not a host.
Yeah. Good point. Yeah, good thing we're not talking about a lot of October movies today. But I mean, I had Social Network. I was diehard about it. I mean, Social Network, we didn't even talk about the Social Network for the first 2 or 3 rounds, just because it was like, yes, it's going to be Final Four no matter what. Got to the finals, and I think we as a podcast, we do come in with the idea of like, we're a film and TV and entertainment podcast, but we're not like your conventional. Like we say names wrong. We get dates wrong. We're not going to be the news source that you truly go to when it comes to. We're just 3 knuckleheads who like hanging out, talking film, and maybe we get like 70% of it right if we're lucky. If we're lucky on a given day.
C's get degrees.
C's get degrees. That's where we're at right now. Vu. I mean, you finally saw The Martian. It's the championship. We've got the Oscar winner. Actually, both are Oscar winners. Both are nominated. I mean, won tons of Oscars. You know, you've got maybe Fincher's #1 film of all time, The Social Network, against maybe Ridley Scott's #1 movie of all time. Just depends. With The Martian. So with that being said, what did you think of The Martian?
The Martian was awesome. That was such a great film. Like probably one of the top 3 films that I've watched this year that were not released in the last 2 years.
Wow. Okay, so it's high up on the Alex Vu movie of the year.
Yeah, it's very high up on the list. And wow, Matt Damon. This is probably one of the first Matt Damon movies that I've watched where he has been the main character.
Okay.
And to see him act his ass off when most of his dialogue is just by himself is crazy.
Yeah, you're right. A lot of it is. And the movie has a lot of great actors in it. I mean, you got Childish Gambino in there.
Yeah. Jessica Chastain.
Yeah, Jessica Chastain. Yeah. I mean, it's a hell of a movie, hell of a cast, hell of a story.
Yep.
It really did. It was better than I expected. It was
way better than I expected. It's been on my to-watch list for so long, and I'm glad I finally had a purpose and a fire under my butt to watch it. So, but, I love the movie, but come on. Social Network is so good. I didn't get to rewatch it, but I mean, that's one of my favorite movies. We're Fincher boys.
It truly is one of the best movies I've seen, and I think it's like my number 2 behind The Dark Knight. If I had to really think about it, I think it might be. But boo. So to you, and I'll show you the tournament itself here quick. Present, share screen, October movie releases. I mean, we had things like Shark Tale on there that didn't move on, like Jackass, Paranormal. I mean, there's a lot of movies that came out in October, and we believe that the #1 movie of October of all time, according to Filmaholics Entertainment Podcast Tournament Bracket Challenge, Vu, can you announce the winner for us, please?
And the winner is The Social Network.
The Social Network moves on.
Shout out Jesse Eisenberg. Shout out Armie Hammer.
Yeah, Armie. You know what? That's an interesting shout out. But because of this, Armie Hammer could win best villain. No, not best villain. Best
criminal.
Best criminal this year.
Yeah,
because he's back in the limelight. I feel like when we don't talk about him a lot, but no, you're right. I literally thought he was such a good actor in it that I thought he was twins. Like there was no way he could have done both, and he nailed it. But yes, you heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. Grant Gigante here today to confirm and to be the final witness to this tournament bracket. Social Network is Filmaholics. Number one.
I like it. I can't complain there. I actually have seen The Martian now that you mentioned.
Okay, good. All right, good. I'm glad you see it. Hey, if you're ever bored and looking for a great film, The Social Network is a fantastic movie. And we are Fincher boys. Even beat out the original Dune. That was a big upset. Social Network over Dune.
You said Army Hammer's in the Social Network?
He is. He's not the main guy. It's Jesse Eisenberg, of course, but he is a very big part of it. Yeah. It's before all the allegations of eating people and
does he take a real good bite out of that role?
Yeah. Some would say maybe just a little nibble.
They say like he gives a hell of a nibble of a performance. Very nice. Well, there we have it, guys. It's nice to have our tournament. I don't know how many tournaments we've done, but I'll have to start counting.
We've done a lot.
I do like the brackets. The bracket is easy to look at.
It's fun, man. It is really easy, and it is fun to do. So, all right, dude. I mean, now that we've got this, I say we move on to the news. Ladies and gentlemen, I mean, we've been starting each of the last 3 episodes because I want to be the number one reporter of Christopher Nolan movie news, and we now have just has been announced that Tom Holland is joining Christopher Nolan's movie that's supposed to be coming out. I guess supposed to be coming out in I think 2026. I think is what we've been talking about. No confirmation what the movie's about. He's going to be joining a cast of The Martian's Matt Damon. And honestly, I'll just give you a quick I want to get a quick reaction out of you guys. What do you think of Tom Holland, Spider-Man, coming into a production like Christopher Nolan, somebody who recently has worked with people like, Robert Pattinson right before he did the Batman. He's worked with people like Cillian Murphy before he smiled to the people around the world. No, but it's crazy to see like all the different actors he's worked with. Leo DiCaprio, and now we can add Tom Holland to the list. I mean, is he going to be? And it looks like it's going to be a pretty big role for him as well. What do you guys think?
I'm interested because I like really to see how those Marvel type actors or DC type mega actors distinguish themselves from a brand that's associated with them. So obviously you think Tom Holland, you think Spider-Man, yes. You think a lot of, I like those types of. Jennifer Lawrence did a great job of distinguishing herself from Katniss in other movies. So I'm interested to see how he takes that next step. One person that I didn't think really did a good job of that was Daniel Radcliffe, distinguishing from Harry Potter. I don't really have a lot of memories of him in movies other than that. So,
well, man, we were just talking about this. Chris Evans. Yes, he has some movies, but since Avengers: Infinity War and Endgame, he hasn't necessarily been shocking the world with his performances. Same with Chris Hemsworth. You could even say Robert Downey Jr. without Christopher Nolan. What had he done?
Exactly. I think it's going to be easier for the younger actors like a Jennifer Lawrence or like a Tom Holland to do something like that. But I feel like once you get tied to a role, you might, especially if it's one of those mega roles.
Yeah, man.
You kind of get stuck with that image. So
for sure. Yeah. They call it the Luke Skywalker effect, where the guy who played Luke, nobody could ever look past that. 28 years old Tom Holland having this on his resume after, not gonna lie, the last 3 movies Tom Holland or TV shows, what they were, I mean, have they been good? Not necessarily.
I was gonna say, I have no idea what else Tom Holland has been in.
I can't even think of. He's been on an Apple TV show that was kind of fun. He was like a murder, or he's like a psychopath or something.
Yeah.
I know he's sober. That's his biggest claim to fame outside Spider-Man is somehow getting Zendaya.
Yeah, that's the only 2 things I know about him is that he's in Spider-Man and he's dating Zendaya.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty crazy. Again, like I just point out, him being 28. They say, the movie's gonna be releasing on July 17th. Holland goes like this. He goes, when the opportunity came in, it was a phone call of a lifetime. It was reminiscent of getting the call about Spider-Man 10 years ago. It's an amazing thing for me. I'm really super proud and really, really excited.
So with that type of, obviously, because he's so tied to the MCU and future projects. what if filming overlaps? I can't imagine that Marvel has in their contract that they let you just do whatever you want for a year. I mean, what if you're filming and Marvel calls you in? Like, you kind of have to leave.
I think you're at the mercy of Marvel for sure.
Yeah.
Well, I'm guessing they're going to start shooting it this year, end of this year and early next year.
Like, isn't he going to be booked and busy for a while? Like,
I was going to say, isn't he a big part of the Doomsday storyline? I feel like he is.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing, guys, and this is our next topic. But Spider-Man 4 isn't even going to be shooting until next summer. So I think he essentially laid it out like this: I'm doing this movie, boom, shooting it for 3 months, and then 4 months, and then moving on to Spider-Man right after. Because he took a break from acting for the last year. From what I've read, he was like, and then he does like maybe some Broadway.
Sure.
Good for him.
I heard somewhere he was like burnt out.
Yeah, for sure. He doesn't drink anymore. I think he's on the road kind of promoting his non-alcoholic beer. Why the hell is he? Why is that on Good Morning America? We all like him, but all it is like him promoting non-alcoholic beer and be like, oh, by the way, the Spider-Man rumors.
I just like how the promoting of non-alcoholic beer. Most non-alcoholic brands are like the alcohol, but just without it's like Heineken has an alcoholic version, so you're just giving money to them anyways.
Yeah, yeah, it's pretty good.
Maybe he's promoting the lifestyle.
Yeah,
right. Maybe that's partially what it is. I think he's just big. But he's also, I don't really know what it is. I think it's a rebrand. I think they're trying to rebrand him after being 3 huge failures. I think they're trying to hype up MCU. So MCU's like, get out there and promote these rumors of Spider-Man. Oh, you're really bad at holding secrets. Well, get some secrets out. I mean, have you guys been noticing news recently that, Andrew Garfield apparently wants to be returning as Spider-Man as well? I mean, there's rumors going around. They want Andrew Garfield's universe to be connected to all the shit that's been going on in Sony's movies. And then they want Tom to be the MCU Spider-Man.
That would be perfect. Bring back Andrew Garfield. They know people are going to come back, watch his movies, sell tickets.
I think his movies are criminally underrated. I actually liked The Amazing Spider-Mans.
I did too. I mean, Andrew Garfield just broke up with his girlfriend. And I guess, and you know what? He's single. He's ready to spend some time being back in the costume.
He's ready to find a new MJ.
Yeah, wasn't he? He was on The Chicken Shop.
Yeah, with
Amelia. Is that
maybe she could be the new MJ.
Yeah. And here's another thing. I mean, who was the last person to get divorced who was rumored to be with Marvel till he dies? Wolverine.
Oh,
so just got divorced.
Yeah,
he's gonna announce it all in his tell-all book coming out apparently in the next year or something like that, whatever it may be. But what I'm saying is, like, these guys are like, you know what? I like making money. I'll be in a movie that's kind of like, he's got a movie that came out this last week called "It Ends with Us" with Florence Pugh. A rumor that he had such an intense sex scene in it that
it was unscripted.
It was unscripted. This intensity. You're right. Yeah, totally not cheating. It's for the acting.
Unscripted makes it sound like it was just happening and like the camera stumbled upon it.
Yeah. And then they were saying the guy in the corner is just recording, just uncomfortable. I guess that's so funny.
Got to build hype for the movie.
And I mean, have you heard any rumors, Grant? I know we've been talking about it for the last 3 weeks, but do you have any idea what this next? Do you know what the sex scene was like? And 2, what do you think Christopher Nolan's next movie might be? If you had to
I actually do not have a lot of insight. I do like Christopher Nolan as a director. Obviously, the Dark Knight trilogy is my favorite.
Yeah.
But I think there's a lot of other Christopher Nolan movies that are great. I'm interested just to see when it comes out. I'll definitely give it a watch. And I think Tom Holland's a great actor, but we'll see where it goes.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, look at the stars that have been shot into the stratosphere because of Harry Styles and Barry Keoghan were also Christopher Nolan people. I don't know. We can do a bracket, honestly, someday of the top Christopher Nolan actors.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like Harry Styles and Dunkirk was kind of sick. Yeah. Tom Hardy was in it. I mean, he's been in multiple. I guess he was probably made by Christopher Nolan if I had to think about it. If you guys had gun to your head, who's your guys' number one Christopher Nolan actor that you think of that's been attached to him?
I think you got to go with Christian Bale, right?
I would say Christian Bale.
Yeah,
but again, I'm biased, so
right. Tom Hardy.
I like
Tom Hardy is Bane. Yeah,
but you're probably right. It probably is Christian Bale, right?
Yeah,
but Christian Bale was big before Christopher Nolan.
He was, yeah. But did you ever see him in like The Machinist? Probably not. You've seen American Psycho, of course, yes. But you know what? I think it really helped was him also being in. It's one of Brad's favorite movies. The one with the magician one.
Oh,
Prestige.
Yeah,
that's a great movie.
Yeah, it's a fantastic movie.
It was in the bracket, Grant.
That's a great movie.
Yeah, it was in the bracket for sure, dude.
Also, speaking of the MCU, Christian Bale almost saved Thor 4, but
God, he acted his ass off.
Right? Nobody, God himself couldn't have saved Thor from those reviews.
They've been talking about that too, about how Chris Hemsworth has come out and just said we had too much fun.
Yeah,
and we were doing it. Yeah. He looked back and went, yeah, it was probably not the best idea to be doing stupid shit like that, right? You know,
they brought Natalie Portman back for nothing.
They saw the success that Ragnarok had with the comedy aspect and just went way too far overboard.
Yeah, Taika Waititi, no bueno.
I mean, I guess this is a question for Vu. Vu, are you a fan of Tom Holland? Like, would you like to see him in this, or is this just kind of like, oh, Tom Holland, like he's Spider-Man, he's good like that? Are you even excited? Like, I want more out of you here.
Yeah, Tom Holland's just like another actor to me. Like I'm not gonna go see a movie just because Tom Holland's in it, just because like I don't think he's anything crazy spectacular. You know,
who's your favorite Spider-Man?
Ooh, Toby.
Okay, so it's not Tom. So really, Tom really doesn't do much for you.
Yeah, not my Spider-Man.
Not my Spider-Man. Well, Vu's Spider-Man is going to be starring in Christopher Nolan's next film. I'm excited to see. I mean, I feel like Christopher Nolan now is just making movies where every top star joins it. Like he just has new people joining every week. I mean, hell, Glenn Powell. Well, I feel like Glenn Powell's going to be going the route of probably going like the Tom Cruise route more going forward. But we'll see what happens with this. Do you guys have any predictions of who else you may see join this team?
Not really.
I say that I do, really.
Any actresses or actors you'd like to see?
Ooh. I would like to see Glenn because I think I haven't seen anything too serious out of him, and I'd like to see him in more serious roles. I don't know how Twisters was.
Yeah.
So, but the stuff that I've seen from Glenn, I'm not totally sold on his acting chops. Just his
what specifically about Glenn makes you?
And I do want to point out, Grant, do you remember who Vu's threesome was?
Yes, I remember. That's why I wanted. What specifically about Glenn do you want to see on screen?
I don't know. Like, have you seen his shirtless scenes on Anyone But You?
Yeah. Okay. All right. Very cool. You know who I'd like to see is someone in the comedy space. Maybe somebody known for comedy.
Like a Nathan Fielder.
Nathan Fielder.
That might be too much.
That might be the weird awkwardness. How does he act like that? Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's also what's up?
No, I was just gonna say I do like to see a lot of like unknown actors. Like
for sure.
I like to see someone without a name sometimes too get a big role and see how they do.
Yeah.
If you're a director,
Christopher Nolan do that though? Like I
that's
feel
what
like
I'm saying.
The people that he works with are pretty established in their careers.
Yeah, I was gonna say if you're a new director, it's hard.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're
we had no clue who he is. He was pushed up. I feel like because he had Tom Hardy, he had all these other actors, he had Harry Styles. God, you realize Dunkirk was literally Barry Keoghan became big because of that.
Barry Keoghan's in Dunkirk.
Yeah, he's the boy who dies on the boat.
I don't. Yeah, it's been a long time since I've seen that movie.
Yeah. I don't know. What say you all around the world? Those who are listening to our podcast, who would you like to join Christopher Nolan's next film? And let us know in the live comments. We've gotten 0 followers today, but maybe that's all right.
Send the super chats.
Yeah, send super chats to John Smith. But all right, moving on to our next topic. Next topic of the day is yes, Blade has been delayed indefinitely. It makes you wonder with Deadpool and Wolverine when the old Blade came on. Who's the actor for the Wesley Snipes came on when he said there will never be another Blade.
Yeah.
If that was true, well, it sounds like it might be happening. Or Mahershala Ali may be older than Wesley Snipes by the time he's in the next Blade movie. I mean, guys, we're looking at this article here. I mean, I'm not surprised. This isn't the craziest thing we've all seen. Apparently, though, because of that, while Blade is facing yet another delay, though, it is looking like that the new rumor going around is that Marvel's rumored to be scouting a director for Midnight Suns movie. I don't know a ton about it, but it looks like they may not even be doing a Blade movie, but more of maybe a Blade ensemble type of movie with this Midnight Suns. So if you look at it, mostly it's it's Werewolf by Night characters. It's more of a darker, edgier character type. Moon Knight, Blade, Man-Thing, and several others, Bloodstone. I mean, I don't know a ton about this. I think Brad knows more about this as well. But I mean, did any of you guys see like Moon Knight? Did anyone here see Werewolf by Night?
I watched
Moon Knight was great. I actually really liked Moon Knight.
Moon Knight was awesome. Yeah, Oscar Isaac is sweet in that.
Yeah, it was. I didn't finish it. You guys
didn't finish it?
Should I finish it? Actually, you recommend?
Yes, yeah. Ethan Hawke. Like that was a great cast, great story. Like split personality is a crazy thing to get into, especially in the superhero realm.
True.
Which you don't really see. But yeah, it was a great show.
Big twist at the end too. Big twist.
Very big twist.
Okay. I will do it because I've been told that it was supposed to be a 1-season thing, and now rumors going around that we've talked about months ago that it could be a 2nd season. So I just thought, what was the point if it has nothing to do with anything? Well, clearly it might have to do with this Midnight Suns movie.
2nd season, or he might be joining up with a certain team.
The Thunderbolts?
Yeah.
Oh, is that a rumor and they just didn't want to put him in or something?
Potentially. I don't know if it's the Thunderbolts specifically, but there's like certain teams in the Doomsday Secret Wars type big Avengers projects that he might be a part of. You know how they have like Guardians and then they have like Young Avengers and he might be joining it. I don't know which one specifically, though.
I'm 100% for bringing Oscar Isaac back into the MCU as Moon Knight because I think that character deserves more screen time and more stories.
Gotcha. So just give you an idea. One of my scoopers, his name is Daniel Rickman, Daniel RPK on Twitter. He brings up the idea of Marvel speeding up the production of the aforementioned crossover film, which is this Midnight Suns movie. As the solo Blade outing takes a back seat, Midnight Suns has seemingly become Marvel's focus, and the studio is even searching for a director to helm it. Blade was supposed to provide the major groundwork, so it looks like it was supposed to be essentially a Blade movie that leads into this. But it looks like that leads into the Marvel supernatural sector. And you know what? I feel like it sounds like it's going to be Blade starting in and just doing it along with this Midnight. I mean, I think we all like these kind of like ensemble group movies. I mean, we're looking at it like Thunderbolts. That's gonna be. I think I'm really excited for Thunderbolts and the excitement that comes with that. I don't know. I guess I'm just hearing this. In the first place, did Blade need its own movie? I know we had a Blade movie years ago, but it was only a movie that was made to make 100 million, maybe 80 million. It wasn't like supposed to be this thing that now MCU Marvel is so focused on making each movie a $1 billion franchise. Could Blade have done it? Do we need a vampire killer movie? I don't think people like Lindsay would have wanted to necessarily go see that.
No, I don't think that would have done well. And that's probably why they have sat on it for so long and scrapped it, really.
Blade, to me, is not a big enough character to warrant a solo movie.
Mm-hmm.
Could he be good in an ensemble cast that includes someone like a Moon Knight or like when you think Supernatural, you also think Daredevil, like Iron Fist, those types of characters too. So I wonder if that like is a better fit for Blade as a whole.
And I do recommend you guys go check out Werewolf by Night. It is a very unique. It's a very unique superhero story that is only an hour. It's on Disney Plus. It's part of the MCU, and it is, like I said, it's only an hour, and it's scary. It's legit scary. It reminds me of what they were trying to do with like Agatha, which we'll talk about. But it is a good flick that Lindsay and I watched. We're like, wow, that doesn't even feel like an MCU film, but it's really exciting to see what they could do with that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I'm actually excited for him to come back because it was really unexpected. I really liked it.
Nice.
So. I don't know. You guys tell us around the world too as well. We can move on from this, I feel like. But I think there is a excitement for Midnight Suns. It's sad the Blade, but we've been talking about that for a while. We don't think it's going to happen. But you know what? Mahershala Ali, it just seems like Mahershala Ali went to MCU and Marvel said, hey, I want a Blade movie. I'll be your actor. I just won a Best Actor award. for I think the Green Book or the Green. I forget which one it was, but he had just won a Best Actor. Do you guys know what year Blade was announced from MCU Marvel?
Was it pre-COVID?
You tell me.
I thought it was 2019.
2019, yeah.
Yeah.
2019. We've been sitting on it. This movie would have been
5 years.
Oh, he was in his 40s when this movie came, and he was considered old then. So
yeah,
it's kind of crazy to see.
I'm not surprised. So it's the news we were all expecting.
Yeah. And then we just went through this, but again, and maybe this is gonna be a good discussion to discuss with Grant because he hasn't talked about it yet. But Spider-Man 4 has been confirmed at Marvel Studios. It's happening. It looks like from what he said. Oh yeah, Holland, who was also on the Tonight Show. What the hell is going on? He's on the Tonight Show, and he's on Good Morning America promoting a non-alcoholic beer.
Yeah, he's on a historic press run right now
for nothing. Yeah, this is insane to me. He says everything's good to go. We're nearly there. It's super exciting. I can't wait. No details on what Spider-Man will be about were shared, though it is presumably follow on from where the last film left off, which I was excited about. I was excited to hear the idea of there being a Spider-Man that's more grounded in New York City, no longer attached to the superheroes of the past we've been obsessed with. Well, now with what we've seen going forward, it seems like he's going to be definitely a part of the Avengers going forward. It seems like he's definitely going to be a part of this Doomsday movie. So I don't know about how much of a grounded film it will be. Mm-hmm. But, I mean, Grant, are you excited to see Spider-Man? Were you a fan of the last three?
I mean, I think all three of them have been great. I think No Way Home, that's the last one, right? No Way Home.
Yeah.
That one I think it was elite.
Yeah, I did too.
I love the callbacks to all three Spider-Mans, the old villains. I love Doctor Strange's role in the movie. And then the twist at the end where he has to give up MJ and his friend. I'm wondering how they're going to play that out. But yeah, no, super excited. I'm also very excited. This ties into Sony a little bit. Very excited for how Venom / the rumored villain or I guess it's not even rumored anymore, but Null fits into the MCU.
Yeah.
Because if you do a little comic research, Null is a beast in the comics.
Yeah, he's like a Thanos-like.
Thanos.
Really?
Oh, yeah. He is a tank. Has killed multiple Avengers in the comics before. So,
who has he killed in the past? Do you know? Which one?
The new guy in Thunderbolt, Sentry.
Oh, he has the Superman type guy. Okay, that's sick.
And I think he's gone head to head with Thor and beat him before too. So,
Jeez.
we're talking about a tank, a unit. Kids.
And this is the villain in the new Venom movie.
One of them, I think.
I believe, yes.
I don't know. I think he's I think they're introducing him in this.
Yeah, I think a lot of he's the guy, if you've seen the trailer at the end with his long blonde hair and his head down.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Null.
Oh, wow. Well, wait, is Venom in the MCU? I thought those were just...
See, that's what I was saying. I don't know if they're going to do a little bit of a transition where he moves over, but...
So my impression, Vu, tell me if you think I sound incorrect here, but they left the symbiote in the MCU at the end of Avengers Infinity War, and then they left, right? So that essentially assumed that that the Venom movies were not a part of this universe, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Right. When I would think so, I truly do think it's going to be Tom Hardy in Amazing Spider-Man. With Garfield, I think it's going to be more of a Null with Garfield. I don't know if I want to see a Null versus Tom Holland movie.
Yeah,
they're quite frankly not on the same level. So
no, and what the fuck? It makes zero sense to do that. I feel like.
Yeah.
Whereas you can maybe get away with Garfield because we haven't seen him in a while. It'd be fun to have him back, and I hope they make a little instance in this new Venom movie where you see like that or like something insinuating that it's not Tom Holland. It's more of a Garfield. I mean, what do you think, Vu? What do you want it to be? You want Holland just to die and
I like Holland as the MCU Spider-Man. Don't get me wrong, he's a good fit for what he's doing right now.
Yeah.
Rumor has it like he's gonna turn into like Venom. He's gonna get the symbiote suit.
Yeah.
In this next movie.
So Grant, yeah, that was one of the rumors we had heard. Because Sony's going through it right now. They don't know truly what they want. Sony wants big, Marvel wants grounded.
Yeah.
Apparently they've reached an agreement. That's what the fourth movie is going to be. There's been rumors and leaks that have come out. One of the leaks that has come out is that they're trying to essentially lead Tom Holland to be one, bringing in a new Miles Morales. So it wouldn't be at the fourth movie. It'd be like the fifth movie. And at the end of the fourth movie, he dies, and that's how he gets his symbiote suit.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting is what I'll say.
Yeah, right. Vu, what else do you want to add, buddy? I kind of I may have taken your shine there.
No worries. I'm excited to see what they do. I mean, at the end of the day, Kevin Feige is going to be attached to these projects, right? In some sort
just to the Tom Holland one, not
just
to the Andrew Garfield one.
You don't think he would be attached to the Andrew Garfield one?
No, because Sony wants their own Spider-Man so bad.
Okay, well then those movies might struggle then. So But yeah, I mean, like, are you guys even interested in watching the new Venom movie?
Yeah, I am.
Like that movie comes out tomorrow. Or tonight.
Yeah, actually tonight. Yeah, I should go see it tonight.
Yeah, like, but I feel like there's no hype behind it even. Like, I know you guys love IGN. IGN did give the new Venom movie a 4 out of 10 and said it was horrible.
That one might be a warranted 4 out of 10.
I have beef with IGN after the Penguins score. That's
I know.
Yeah,
I know, man.
5 out of 10 is atrocious. That is diabolical for what has been put out so far.
We'll get to it later, but the first 5, they have to they'd have to just come out and say, yeah, the last 3 episodes are canceled for me to give it a 5 out of 10. They would have to release nothing.
It is gonna. How do you fuck up that bad? It has literally one of the highest ratings. That one of the episode 4 is the highest rated TV episode of all time.
Yeah, and it's deserved too.
Mm-hmm. It's crazy. I mean, is it deserved? Is it the greatest episode I've ever seen of all time? No. I don't know who goes into that and does that. I can't tell if that's fan reactions. I don't know IMDb enough.
It's IMDb. It's got a 9 point. It's got a 9.5. So I know there are episodes that have gotten like a 9.9. I don't think anything ever gets a 10, but there's a few I can think of right off the top of my head. Game of Thrones, a certain few episodes have gotten 9.9.
For sure. That makes sense. Sense. Bringing it back to this, I mean, again, Spider-Man news, we've been talking about it for a while, man. There's been so many rumors. This is a weekly thing as well, is us talking about Spider-Man. And that's just the new rumor that Garfield's going to be taking the Sonyverse, and then Tom Holland's going to be taking over things have just changed. You know, when these guys came out with these movies back in 2020, these Avengers movies, nobody thought to themselves, oh, okay, like things are going to change. Like the Spider-Man, I mean, Holland was supposed to be, let me take it back. Even the idea of 3 different Spider-Man, I think we were on the picture, was in the picture, but originally Tom Holland was supposed to be like essentially the Robert Downey Jr. of this new generation of Avengers. It was supposed to be Black Panther, Spider-Man, Thor, and of course Hulk, and then
Brie Larson.
Brie Larson is Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
Brie Larson as Captain Marvel has flopped. She hates it.
Mm-hmm.
Spider-Man's been maybe the only shining light, but because of the drama between Sony and Marvel, we haven't had a movie since 2021 because the contract ended. And they didn't know what to do. Marvel wanted to do this. Sony wanted to do this. We got Madam Web because of it. We got fucking Morbius because of this shit. Like Kraven the Hunter. Last week we announced that Sony wants to do a Sinister Six movie. There's no plan. Yeah. And because of that, the Marvel, because they had Tom Holland as being this figurehead for the next generation, has suffered because of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the problem when, you know, another company owns a big part of your IP.
Yeah. And then Tom Holland said the reason why he doesn't want to do a new Spider-Man movie because he wants to do one with a good story that does justice to Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
He's not going to do like a null skull fucking Spider-Man in the face. You know what I mean?
That's what happened too.
And at the end of the movie, he's like, yes, I'm finally a grounded Spider-Man living in the apartment. And then the next fucking movie,
he's back with the Avengers.
yeah, like it's just crazy.
I think that's the problem too. Like I think a lot of people want to see him with the event and like the main team, like your Doctor Strange and Captain Marvel. They don't want to see him beating up low-level Batman like thugs. You know what I mean?
But that's the character, though. That's the thing.
I get that's the character, but if you're gonna make someone the face of the MCU,
that's true.
You can't be fighting low-level villains.
But I think Tom Holland's idea of Spider-Man, though, going forward with the end of that movie was, let me get some of these stories where I'm not facing a mystical Mysterio.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm fucking around with Daredevil and I'm dealing with Fisk trying to take over and become, because the rumor is that Fisk is going to be the mayor of, Kingpin, exactly.
Yeah.
He's going to be the mayor of New York City. Like, why not do more of those? I mean, we're getting a 9-episode season next year of Daredevil. That is one of his main characters, or one of his main, not nemesis, but one of his allies is Daredevil. And I think that would help bring Daredevil into the MCU. I mean, we saw him teased in that last movie as well.
And in She-Hulk.
That's what I'm looking for. Oh, fucking She-Hulk. No offense. Like, She-Hulk was just a comedy show that wasn't funny. It was announced as being a funny movie. It wasn't good.
I like She-Hulk. I was one of the few, I feel like.
You might have been. I just think what they did to the Hulk. I guess that's what I'm more worried about is I want more stories maybe where the Avengers interact with each other too. Like Hulk and Spider-Man is like one of the biggest fights in the comics. We may never get that. Maybe an Avengers movie. Daredevil and hell, even Wolverine and Spider-Man is a big comic book story.
Mm-hmm.
Wolverine and Hulk.
Yeah, man. And those all take place in New York City and things like that. And we just haven't had a lot of that.
I'm interested to see, I think it's on the list too. Or eventually, though, the direction of the MCU with the next project being out, the Red Hulk. So we're gonna see. I think I saw something about a rumored World War Hulk movie being set up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
which would be solely Hulk based. I think we need to get away from the Professor Hulk can't transform into the rage monster type.
Yeah,
that's just annoying fans. Like Hulk is one of the most deadly, most powerful like heroes they have, and they're just turning him into like comic relief, which is annoying.
It's so annoying. I mean, you know that do you know that they're doing a soft reboot of the MCU after the Secret Wars movie?
In what? No, I didn't. In what sense?
So it looks like some people are going to be, it looks like some of the bigger, like successful actors will stay. People like She-Hulk will probably be swiped clean. It'll be more of a thing. The idea was originally to be a new Wolverine. It looks like I truly do believe they're going to keep him and just have him interact with everyone and be like one of the main guys.
Oh, 100%.
I truly think they're not going to move away from it.
But now we're successful.
Too successful. But apparently the rumor going around is to like a new Hulk. Keep Thor. That's why they keep calling it a soft reboot, and that's what one of this multiverse allows for things like that.
Yeah,
because you can get away with excuses.
I did hear a lot of the focus moving forward was going to be shifted to the like mutant storylines. Like
that's
Fantastic Four is gonna they're gonna move away from Avengers style movies and focus a lot more on like Fantastic Four and like Reed Richards, that type of storyline too.
Some people still think it might be X-Men versus Avengers for Secret Wars.
Oh, I just feel like the stories haven't been developed enough.
No, I agree with you.
Yeah. Exactly. We talk about so much shit, guys, that it's just rumors and innuendo at this point.
Yeah, who leaks this stuff, and again, where do they get the info from? I mean, if they're pulling from the comics, there's hundreds of different storylines you could go off of. So,
well, I used to think there was a plan. I think there was a plan. I really think the world changed once Sony decided we're not going to just give Tom Holland 1, Mahershala Ali died 2, and Brie Larson became the most hated person. Like,
don't forget Jonathan Majors.
Oh God, yeah, Jonathan. Okay, yeah, don't forget about that. That is huge.
I think that shifted because it was supposed to be Kang.
Yeah,
it was. Well, no. Apparently, the plan always was for Secret Wars going to be Doom. That was the plan.
That's hard for me.
And they were going to end him in the Kang Dynasty movie. It was going to be done then.
Okay.
Yeah, right.
Oh, yeah.
Totally. I believe you, Kevin Feige.
Yeah. That was one of our bigger episodes of it. It was the one where we reported on that Deadline article.
The Marvel retreat?
Yeah, the Marvel retreat. Oh, God. It was not good. Not good. Well, hey, man. Hopefully, we all just love Marvel. We all love rooting for it. So hopefully we get some better situations and better stories going forward. I mean, I'm still a fan. We may not be in the heyday of what it was, but you know what? They've got our money already. Made billions of dollars, so doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah.
I forget who I was telling. I was saying I've invested so much time. I'm going to be like 45 still watching these fucking releases. Like, I'm already way too deep. I'm too deep into it.
Yeah. Fucking, and Hulk's going to be the biggest pussy still.
Yeah.
45. Yeah. All right. Well, hey, this is kind of a quicker one. Just an announcement going on that was just announced today, like an hour ago, that Planet of the Apes 5 is going to be releasing in 2025. Or, sorry, 2027. I fucked that one up. It's releasing in 2027. Vu, Grant, did you see the last one that came out this year?
No, I actually, one of the series I really want to just start from the beginning, if I could find it on HBO or wherever the hell it was
on Disney.
I just wanted to just watch it just because I've heard some good, mixed reviews, obviously. Like, they're not like.
You've heard mixed?
Well, I've heard somewhere it's like, oh, it's okay. And then I've heard somewhere like, oh, if you have some time, watch it.
It's some, Vu, I mean, what is your quick review of it?
I rewatched the trilogy that started with James Franco this year before the new one came out, and it is top tier. Like, that trilogy probably it's in the conversation of like the best trilogies released, like Lord of the Rings, Dark Knight. It's in the same category.
So the guy who directed those movies directed the Batman and directed the Penguin and wrote the Penguin. Like, that's where he got his shine.
Okay, I'll have to give him a watch because
I think you gotta.
I will.
The original 3 were fantastic, and the new one, it's not the same director, but it's so good.
Yeah, they've really nailed it. And now the 5th one, we are hoping that Mark Wahlberg comes back into the Planet of the Apes universe, because I don't want to spoil anything. We're done. That's it. Yeah. I should stop talking. But it ends on a very high note of excitement, like the future. And it's just really good. It's dramatic. I mean, Caesar is becoming a god figure in this new series because Caesar was such a fantastic character. I mean, so much nuance in his face feature. You're going to watch it and be like, I feel bad for this monkey. You know, like it's kind of insane. It's a really good series.
Yeah, this is one of the movies that I'd like go see on a Thursday night. Like, that's how hyped and how good these are. Maybe we can dress up, Grant, at the next one. I know we like to do that for big movies like these.
Maybe.
Yeah. You know what you should dress up for? And what needs to have an AMC box is the next Alien Romulus movie. And that has been announced also today that they're going to be doing a sequel to that one. Grant, has anyone ever told you about that movie, Alien Romulus?
I think I saw one of the previews in the theater, and usually I do a system where it's like, oof, not going to go to that, maybe, and then like I think this one was just like maybe.
I did hear.
I like it.
Kev did say it was a very good movie.
It was my movie of the summer.
Yeah. Really?
My movie of the summer. It was horror. It's like the original. Have you seen the original Aliens?
Yeah.
So it's just like the first one. I mean, it's not the deepest story. Maybe 90 minutes long. Maybe now. Let's say an hour, 100 minutes. I'd say.
Yeah.
And it was great. I mean, Fede Alvarez is the director of it. He does a lot of horror films, but he's been really rising through the ranks. And Kaylee Spaney, who was in Civil War, if you'd seen Civil War.
Yep.
And then David Johnson, who is he's like a robot in the movie, and this is his first role I've ever seen him in, but he was fantastic. And I truly do recommend to anyone out there, Grant, I recommend you check it out because it is horror. It's scary. It's fucked up, but it's also a good story. And it's not. It doesn't try to be more than what it needs to be, which is just a back true to form, and it gives tributes to the old Alien movies as well. Yeah, so I recommend.
Spooky season.
It's spooky season, baby. So if you got time this weekend, check it out. You know, anytime. But
is it on streaming? Do you know, Kev?
Not yet.
Okay.
Yeah, not like Joker 2, which is. I think it's in streaming on the 29th.
Yeah,
I've heard some not so great things about that.
There's nothing great about it, dude. It's not good.
Kev, you said you liked the first 2/3.
Yeah, because I'm telling you, Vu, The end ruins everything. I need you to see it because it's so bad.
Oh man. This is one of those movies where I have to watch it just to see how bad it is.
See, that should be their marketing. Literally, this movie's so bad that you have to see the ending.
They could recoup some of their money doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, true. Because the idea of going to movie theaters and stuff may just be too expensive. Yeah, fuck, dude. It's very bad. But yeah, should be good. I'm excited for these movies to be coming out. I love it. Sequel to the King of the Planet of the Apes. Love that we're getting another Alien, and I love that Joker is no more going to be going forward. So there's no way they're about to lose $250 million for Warner Brothers.
Big L.
Big L. Well, hey guys, we all remember seeing that movie Barbie last year, except for Vu. Grant, you've seen it, right? Yeah, can you believe it? Vu just hasn't seen it.
I mean, he was talking so much that weekend about Barbenheimer.
It
took so long to watch the movies.
Yeah. So, hey, I watched Oppenheimer at least.
Yeah. It was one of our favorite podcasts leading up to it. Was the idea of Barbenheimer? I felt like because Vu says that he gets hyped up. He's been hyped up for that. Was one of them, right?
Dune 2. I got hyped up for Dune 2 just because of the podcast.
Yeah. And then the Deadpool and Wolverine movie. Yeah.
There's some movies I hear you guys talk and I was like, I can't wait to be a part of the phenomena.
Oh, and then Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, I feel like.
Oh, yep.
I mean, the podcast started because we liked Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah. Yep. Guardians of the Galaxy was our first pod. Yeah.
So, I mean, here's the thing. What this article is going into is just that essentially Warner Brothers global theatrical commitment wins Emerald Fennell's Wuthering Heights. I don't know what the fuck it's about. Apparently it's a book, but it's gonna be starring. I think this is Brad's favorite guy, not yours, Vu. I think this is because you like Glenn Powell. I think Brad loves Jacob Elordi, and there might be rumors and Margot Robbie apparently to star in it. And it's gonna be Margot Robbie's first film since Barbie. She's truly a star, I'd say now, right? Wouldn't you agree, guys, that she's like a star?
Oh yeah, she's one of the. She's top tier in Holland.
I think she's one of the biggest names as an actress these days to book.
Actor or actress, I'd say now.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah. And I mean, I guess apparently it was a hotly contested property. Its likely landing place might have been Netflix or Amazon. I don't know why. I guess they just had the most money. The bids were dizzyingly high, but the problem was that Fennell and Robbie were determined to see this one go to a theatrical route, which I think is kind of insane. If you read this, Netflix had the biggest bid with a commitment to be in the $150 million range just to have the rights to it. Just to have the rights to the script. Right?
A lot of people must be buying the no ad version of Netflix.
Well, I guess you're right. Yeah, where did Vu go? Did he just die?
Sorry, I'm back.
But I guess the streamer has made clear that the wide theatrical releases are not the business Netflix is in. So apparently, I guess the Warner Brothers offered about half of what the amount was, but the idea that they're going to be committed to distributing it in theaters, theatrically, globally, has won it. I mean, I think this just really is kind of won a shot against the entire Netflix idea of like people going to Netflix because you get your straight cash. But I mean, at the same time, people want the theater business to succeed, and they also want. I think maybe there's more idea. They did because they thought maybe we can make more money in a global release. I mean, what do you guys think of seeing something like this, like two stars creating a movie, and deciding to go with Warner Brothers for half the price compared to Netflix, who maybe would have given them all the money they needed?
Well, did you see the Daniel Craig story that came out this week?
No, I didn't. What happened?
I think it was regarding the next Glass Onions movie, and he was pushing for it to get a theatrical release because he thought it was that good and that the IP was that good. And the Netflix higher up just said that's just not our business model. And Daniel Craig said, your business model sucks.
Oh my God. No way. I didn't see that.
Yep. So I feel like maybe big stars are turning away because maybe they do want that big payday and the back ends that come with that rather than just a lump sum. I don't know how the contracts work, but
I mean, that was why Tom Cruise waited 4 or 3 years to release Top Gun Maverick.
Mm-hmm.
He was about to make $100 million on the theatrical release.
Yeah. So money could be very much a motivator to go to the theaters.
Well, that, and I think a lot of people don't really like the Well, some of those streaming services are convenient. I feel like they've kind of monopolized the market almost. Like, and the fact that I have to go buy 6 different subscriptions to watch multiple different shows is craziness.
No kidding.
Netflix and Prime Video and what they have ads. I have to pay for the ad-free version. You guys
Yep.
And the idea that Netflix, I think, their model hurts the fact that you're throwing 10,000 different movies out a day.
Mm-hmm.
And what is it? 1/100th of them are good?
Maybe.
Maybe. Yeah. You know what I mean? What was the last gun your guys' head? When was the last Netflix movie that was good?
I can't even think. Like the only Netflix movies I know are those Chris Hemsworth Extraction movies, and those are awful.
Yeah. Tenet was okay.
Which one?
Tenet, Tenet. Was that on Netflix?
That was on Warner Brothers, and actually was not even released to Warner Brothers. That's why he quit Warner Brothers. It was released only in theaters, and that's why it only made about $700 million.
Oh.
But like the Glenn Powell movie, that one that came out where he's the hitman, that was the last one I could think of.
Was that any good?
No, I didn't like it. But I think most of the people did like it.
Oh.
I was just one of them. I was like, what am I like? The story doesn't make sense. It's a good rom-com if you want to see Glenn Powell have sex and suck wine off of a pig's body.
Yeah, I know what I'm doing this weekend.
By himself. With Rachel.
Yeah, Rachel, I'm busy. I gotta watch the new Glenn Powell sex scene.
Yeah. I'm gonna need some time alone.
It's released online, yeah. Yeah, I mean she's sexy, the girl he's with, and I will say that she's very good looking. But yeah, I mean, I just think this speaks to the idea of like, I just don't want to watch things on Netflix maybe anymore.
I think Netflix should stick to shows.
Maybe that is what you're doing, is bring movies on as well. I mean, some of these Netflix, like we just brought Glass Onion, that is a great movie.
Mm-hmm.
Those are good.
But that started in the theater, though.
Well, the second one didn't.
Yeah, the second one did not. But the original, I watched.
It also had a star-studded cast too. So
yeah,
that always helps those movies.
Shout out Chris Evans.
We were talking about this recently. The new cast is insane too.
Mm-hmm. Is the new one coming out this year?
I don't think so. I think it's next year.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a summer one for them. So yeah, I'd say this is it's exciting to see Margot Robbie back. Jacob Elordi now with Margot Robbie. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
2 of the hottest people in the world, I'd say. Seriously, Jacob Elordi is a good-looking man.
Yeah, I watched that bathtub scene in Saltburn.
Oh God.
Oh my God.
Great. Have you seen Saltburn?
Yes, I've seen Saltburn, and he's in Euphoria too. I know that show's a little scary for you, Vu.
Yeah.
Sucking on Sydney Sweeney's tits. Tell me how that's acting.
Yeah, I can't watch Euphoria, but
it's not acting. Wait, you can't watch Euphoria?
No, I get too much anxiety.
Maybe keep a light on when you watch it or something.
Yeah, that ruins the effects, though.
Oh,
yeah. Well, hey, next topic, guys. We only got 2 more, and then we'll get into things. But quickly, just Venom: The Last Dance is releasing this weekend. It is come out to a 30 or 40% Rotten Tomato score. And Tom Hardy, the big reveal I'd say out of this, because the movie may not be the greatest. We talked about it already. Noel's being introduced. It's the end of Tom Hardy and Venom being together. Until we see the next Spiderman. I don't think he's going to be attached to him. But Tom Hardy wants to return to the MCU as a new character.
I like it.
I think we all think, if you had to think gun to your head, what would Tom Hardy's movie be? Everyone would probably say Wolverine, right?
Could you see him as a hero? Like a true full-out hero?
I don't know, because he acts like himself so much in these Venom movies.
Yeah.
He would have to be something kind of a mysterious, I don't know. I don't know if I can see. I don't know what to see him as, honestly. It'd be kind of cool to see him do something really out of his wheelhouse. Grant, I feel like you have something to say.
No, I was just saying, I agree with you. I think it'd be cool to see him as almost one of those anti-hero characters. It's just they don't really do everything because it's good, but sometimes the good aligns with what they're doing. So, which is kind of just a weird way of saying he just does whatever the fuck he wants.
Yeah. He doesn't care if people hate him or like him.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it'd be good. I'm excited to see what he does. Hopefully the MCU does use him or DCU.
Mm-hmm.
God, I would love to see him in the DCU.
I feel like he'd be a good Punisher, maybe. I don't know if they're gonna bring John Bernthal back.
They are bringing Bernthal back, unfortunately.
Okay. But I think that would be a great role for him.
Oh yeah, that'd be insane.
I'm trying
That's
to think
a
of
really good one.
I'm trying to think of new characters in the MCU that need to even be introduced. My God, they already have like 50 new Avengers.
I mean,
what
be like the X-Men maybe?
What if he came back as like an Iron Man?
I just don't think you can if they bring anyone but RDJ back as Iron Man.
But RDJ's Doom, so like, can you?
So you think he has the charisma to play Iron Man, Vu?
Anyone?
I love you, dude, but that's kind of a retarded statement.
anyone who tries to play Iron Man after is set up for failure. Like,
yeah, it really is. Sorry, dude. Like, I just can't. It would have to be somebody completely different.
I was thrown by him even being Doom. I'm like,
I
wonder how this is going to appear on screen. Wasn't it going to be like he is like a Tony Stark variant almost?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I guess that's the only way you can kind of spin it.
No, he's not. He is
on
Doom. He's going to be on Doom. Yeah, he's going to be really not attached from any way. I mean, he did say that. Tom Hardy did say he is not going to be in Spider-Man 4.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know, man. It's interesting to see what he would do. I think the more the news of this is the idea that we already talked about Null. I think we've talked about Venom enough.
This is his last time, like, being Venom, right?
That is last time. And you know what? I miss when Venom was the enemy. I grew up playing Spider-Man games. The best storylines were when you were going against Venom.
Yeah. Just like in Spider-Man, what was it, 3? The
Spider-Man
one with Tobey Maguire, like when Venom was the actual villain.
Yeah. I liked him a lot as the actual Venom, or the villain. So.
Yeah.
All right, and then last on this thing, our agenda here today, before we go into Agatha and everything, is just going through what we like to do usually before we head into the month, is look at the top movies coming out in November of 2024. So, Grant, do you see a lot of movies in theaters, like outside of like the MCU?
Honestly, not really. I think a lot of times I go to the theaters are really just for kind of those blockbuster MCU films that I want to see before I have to wait a month and a half or 90 days for them to release on Disney Plus.
Okay.
So that's usually what I
do. See Wicked? Like, you're not going to go see Wicked, like the number one movie of the year, possibly?
You know,
is that the word on the street?
Really? No, it's not word on the street. I'm trolling it. It looks so bad to me.
Yeah. I was hearing the opposite.
Yeah. It doesn't look very good.
Gladiator 2 looks good.
That was going to be my question. Would you go out to see it in theaters?
Probably not.
Probably not. Okay.
But, you know,
you're the average Joe. I feel like you're not wrong for thinking like that, though.
If there was one actor I'm going to the theater for who just never fails, it's Pedro Pascal. So, I mean, every role that man is in, he knocks out of the park. So
he really does.
No lies detected.
No lies detected for sure, man. I mean, we've got the first movie really coming out, I feel like in November, is going to be Heretic. It's about these two young women of faith are lured into a cat and mouse game in the home of an eccentric man, starring what's his fucking name? Hugh Grant. That should be a good one, I've heard. Conclave, I heard, is going to be a good movie. Let's see what else we got here. So
Conclave is the like Pope one, right? Like the Vatican.
Pope one. Yeah. Have you seen that?
I've seen previews for it. I always love a good Christian thriller, I call them.
Yeah, well,
wait, what?
I think it's highly against the Christianity.
I know they hate it.
It's about them touching boys, I think, or whatever.
Wait, what?
It's about the Pope's underbelly of the Pope industry and like how people move from becoming one Pope to another and the dirty secrets of it all.
Like the cardinals because I think you picked the Pope from one of like the 13 cardinals or whatever they are, I believe.
The original diddlers.
The original diddlers, yes. Red one. I mean, this is the one with The Rock and Chris Evans. Man, we also talked about earlier who can't seem to be in a Christopher Nolan, who could use a Christopher Nolan movie pretty bad now.
Yeah. Does that movie look good to anybody? Like, come on.
I'm going to go there, smoke a bowl, go in there, and turn my brain off.
I think this might be blasphemy, but The Rock, I just don't like any movie he's in. Like almost none.
No, I don't think you're wrong for thinking that.
I think
he's so cringe.
I think the only movie that I really like that he's in, I think is funny, is Get Smart, and he's not even a main role there. The reason I like that movie is because of Steve Carell. So
yeah, Steve Carell's really funny in that one.
I did like him in the Fast and Furious saga.
Well,
yeah, I did too. You're right. That is actually to me what represents him. Yeah.
Yep.
And then coming out November 22nd for everyone out there, maybe the biggest weekend since Barbenheimer. It is Glicked
weekend.
Wick or Wadiator 2 weekend.
I think I like Glicked.
Yeah, Glicked returns to theaters. We've got Gladiator 2 starring not only Pedro Pascal but Joseph Quinn, former big. I mean, he's like the number one up and coming kind of like young A24 indie actor, being the son Lucius of I can't remember who the main guy.
Russell Crowe.
Maximus, I think. Yeah, Russell Crowe, Maximus. But I mean, does this intrigue you, Vu? Or do you think you would see this one in theater? Maybe bring the whole family with you?
Yeah, I could see myself going alone to this. I don't know if Rachel would want to tag along.
I think I'm going to see it alone, probably too.
Yeah, maybe we could share a popcorn bucket virtually, Kev.
I was wondering an hour in when I was going to get my first popcorn. Mark it down on your 105.47.
That might be the record. That might be the record. Oh my God. So okay, that's that weekend. And then the last we're gonna be seeing, it looks like, is gonna be Moana 2. Movie
that's gonna be a good one.
To see. Yeah, I'm excited to see that one too.
Have you seen the first one, Grant?
Oh yeah.
It's a great
Disney
movie.
Classic.
The Rock is great in that movie.
Okay,
so.
well, it's a voice, so
true.
It's a voice.
True. So that's the October movie lineup for everybody. All right, last but not least, we're gonna give our quick reviews of Les Critiques of. We've got Agatha All Along and The Penguin. So have you guys all seen Agatha All Along, the new episode? Yeah. Okay, let's go into that one first, then we'll end on the last one too. This Agatha episode to me was one of the best episodes of the season.
Elite. I think the best by far.
I'm gonna have to think about it, but it was really good. Grant, we brought you on here because I feel like we were talking about this show after we had seen. Did it even get a decent review from IGN? Did both of them get like a 5 out of 10? Or
I think, Vu, didn't you say Agatha scored like a little? I think it was a 6 or a 7.
And we do hate IGN. Do not forget the people listening. We don't. We're making fun of them at this point.
Hashtag down with IGN.
Yeah, down with IGN.
The one gripe I had with the new episode is I'm just really confused. I don't know if you guys felt this way or not, but there was like a lot of switching back and forth.
That was the whole point.
Yeah, that was the whole point.
So what is that old lady's power then?
Grant, do you want to go into it, man?
Yeah. Can you break it down? Explain it like I'm 5.
Basically, what I got from her is, you know how there's like different types of witches, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like they've kind of made that clear. Like there's the Green Witch, which is Aubrey Plaza's character, and then obviously a variety of different like types of witchcraft.
There's like a potion witch, and
yeah. For me, hers is like the readings, like the tarot and the like I see your future type witch, where it's like where you mostly think like as a real life human, you're like, oh, it's the con artist, right? Mm-hmm. So, but what they outlined in the show was that her actual power is that she lives her life off the normal time scale. So what happens is her body ages like how it would in like a linear, straightforward aspect. But her mind travels from time frame to time frame, which is why she's always seemingly
going in and out.
So when she predicts the future, it's because she's already seen it, because her mind is going in like different time frames, if that makes sense.
So, but you remember seeing in like episodes prior, she would just randomly yell out or randomly, and they brought that back up. Grant, I think you're doing a great job so far.
No, yeah. So exactly, that's what's happening. So I think they played off it well. Once you see that she's seeing visions of things, she's seeing visions of her death. She's seeing visions of her first lesson with her, like, I guess, I don't even know what you call her. It's her teacher from way back when.
From her old coven.
Yeah, so her old coven, she saw visions of her coven dying because she had already lived it with her mind going to the future and going to the past. So a lot of times it was pointed out that it only happened around the beginning of her life and the end of her life because it was a signal that she was dying. But that's why she was like prophetic, like where she could like prophesize what was going on because she had already lived it.
Gotcha.
And then not only could she do that, but she could see visions of what was going to happen to other people, which tied into episode 6. She saw what was going to happen to William Kaplan at his bar mitzvah with his, I think he died, correct? Like he died.
He died. That's why his body got taken over by Billy.
Yeah. So she saw that when she said you're going to split in two or whatever.
Yep.
As like just like a prophecy. He died and now he's Billy Maximoff or whatever. But yeah, so the whole point was that she was basically actually telling them things that were going to happen because she had already seen it.
Okay.
But she sounded like a crazy nut because
she was always zapping back and forth.
Yeah. And I think one of the things that's important is I read somewhere that it was like, well, she's like, so like if she's in the present talking us to right now and then she travels back to the past, she continues to like have normal conversations and whatever. But then once she snaps back, she forgets everything that happened when her mind wasn't in her body. So that's why she always seems like she's like losing her train of thought. Like, oh, I already told you this. Or that's why Jen in that when they were walking underneath in that little subway type like hallway or whatever underneath the witch's road, she was like, yeah, you already told me this. So
how badass was it when she did the reverse card at the
end? That was a great scene. That was all of it was great. That, I mean, it was so cool to see her guide everyone out of there. I mean, we are now down to the final 4 women. No, final 3. Not women, witches. Sorry, I mean the final 3 witches or 4.
4 if you count.
If you count
Rio.
Well, the new announcement that is
she's
now know who Death is. Now I don't know not a ton about this character. I've been told people told me that she is Death, who is related to Mephisto. Is that what it is?
Yeah, so I believe in the comics, Lady Death is like a cosmic being. So I think actually in the comic, this is completely comic, but the comics it shows Lady Death is actually who Thanos was trying to win over when he tried to kill half the population as like here's half the population that is dying. Like, I want to be your side bitch.
Yeah.
So she in the comic, she's really like powerful, but I don't know what route they're going to take her in this. I have heard rumors that they want to introduce Mephisto, the devil. But I also have heard rumors that Mephisto might be potentially related to Agatha, which is why she can't control her evil powers. So
it sounds like Mephisto will be coming in though.
Yes.
Right? We think.
And I think they actually name dropped him in like episode 2 or something like that.
2, yeah. Vu, I feel like did that answer everything? Do you still have questions about it?
That makes a lot more sense. Do you guys think Agatha is a character that's going to stay in the MCU, or is this just a path?
I think they've already confirmed it.
Did they? I mean, I don't think they're going to do a season 2. I think what it is they're going to be one. How about this? Do they bring back Wanda? This is my first question. And second, you guys know that the third iteration of this trilogy is going to be Vision Quest.
Yeah.
Okay. So you know Vision Quest. Yeah. Do you think they bring back WandaVision?
I think they bring back the Scarlet Witch. I think they have to. I mean, she's like one of the most popular characters in the MCU right now. And I don't think she died from that fall or whatever, or the crushed building type. I don't think she's dead.
So what I've heard, dude, is that not Wanda, but whatever her name is going to be the lover of Victor Von Doom in that universe. So
wait, Agatha?
No. WandaVision. WandaVision is going to be the one, but whatever her name is, I can't think of it. The
Scarlet Witch?
Whatever she may be.
Wait, are Wanda and the Scarlet Witch different characters?
I mean, in theory, no, not really. Just that's like her next power. Wanda is not even her name. Wanda was just like or I guess it's Wanda Maximoff,
right? Wanda is the Scarlet Witch.
Yes. Yeah. But like what they're trying to say is essentially she's going to die in Victor Von Doom's world. And that's one of the storylines that's going to happen is because they're saying that the Scarlet Witch needs return for that storyline. That's going to be one of the big parts of that storyline is her. Because when he comes to this world's MCU, it's going to destroy him or it's going to be his motivating factor for finding WandaVision or finding, coming to this universe.
Interesting.
That's one of the rumors going around. That's why they might be bringing her back.
I didn't even know she died, because at the end of Doctor Strange, wasn't she like reading the Darkhold?
No. That was the end of WandaVision.
Yeah, you don't remember? The thing crushes her.
That's it.
You see the magic essentially puff away.
At the end of WandaVision, she's reading the Darkhold, trying to find her kids. And then at the end of Doctor Strange 2, she drops the building on her and burns all the Darkholds.
Mm-hmm.
I think they bring her back. I think this is leading to her bringing her back.
I was wondering if, which I think it's becoming less and less likely, you know how you gain something from the Witch's Road? I thought the teen was going to bring her back, but it sounds like more and more that he's looking for.
I know. It seems like they're trying to get the brother. Yeah. We'll see what's happening in the next few weeks.
I heard it's not the next few weeks. It's a double release next weekend or next Wednesday. Episode 8 and 9 will release next Wednesday.
And is 9 the last episode? I don't remember.
Yeah, they have 9 in the season. Yeah.
Wow, next week's about to be a banger.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. Well, I guess we'll know a lot more then. I mean, I just think it's so great this show became good. Like, I had no expectation for it,
and I'll absolutely echo that. It has been one of the better projects they've released post Endgame. I think it is so good. I think it's getting unnecessary hate. Like, I think hating on Marvel is mainstream these days.
I kind of agree with you, man.
But people are hating on this show?
Yeah.
Are they?
Or what?
I think there's a lot of that are like, oh, people are still watching this. We never asked for like Agatha. Like, just a lot of people who just didn't watch it. So.
But then you watch and you're like, man, it reminds me of when WandaVision came out, because I was not excited for WandaVision. I was like, all right, this doesn't seem like an action flick. I didn't really care about the Wanda Maximoff character or the Vision character. I mean, when he died in Infinity War, okay, you had my attention a little bit more how they're going to bring him back. Yeah. But then it blew your mind each episode.
Yeah, it's been pleasantly surprising watching this show.
Yeah. Grant, do they end? This was Lindsay's perception. It was that when they ended, when she died, that was essentially them going back to when she was a little girl, and that she had seen everything. Like, that was essentially showing that everything she had seen was essentially, now she's back. Now she's seen it all. She can be back to being the girl in that time with her grandmother or whoever that was. Was that what you thought, Vu or Grant?
Well, are you talking about the other witch?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was just all the pieces finally fit together, and now I think she's dead.
So you think that was like a heaven?
Yeah, I'm wondering if it was just like a. Yeah, I think she's dead for sure. I don't think she just went and is going to relive her life again, but I think it was just as showing the viewer that it was just like now.
I think it's like a loop, right?
Yeah.
So she sees that she dies, and then like it'll just be kind of continuous.
It was Yeah, I don't know exactly how it is. That's an interesting take.
Yeah. Yeah. And then let's move on to the Penguin. We've already got an hour and 16 minutes. Thank you all for doing this today. The Penguin, episode 5, right? Or episode 6?
Episode 5.
Episode 5. Big transitional episode after 2 of the last episodes being huge, being very, very good. This is not bad by any means, but you can tell this is one to transition to what is going to be the next big storylines, what's going to finish out the season. I mean, was Gigante announced this week? Yeah, it was announced this week.
Yeah.
So we now know that the Falcons are no more. Gigante are going to be taking over. I mean, Vu, I feel like you want to discuss this episode?
Yeah. I mean, I went into this episode not the happiest person, because I just watched the Lynx get robbed of a championship.
Okay.
Yeah. So I was a little down on the episode, but thinking back on it now, I've been enlightened. And this episode was still very good. There's still a lot of moving pieces that happened, like Maroni teaming up with Sophia.
Yes,
that's about to be crazy.
That's right. He killed the wife.
Killed his wife and his son. Yeah, like
he thought he was gonna end the bloodline, and he got away. Maroni did.
Yeah.
Yep. How do you go and stab him and not complete the job?
No, you can tell he's still not that good.
Yep. So, but this is, to me, it was a kind of a filler episode to kind of lead up to what's going to happen next. I think a lot of moving parts this episode that are important.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And they're starting to reference the Batman even more a couple of times. I think I read online that they are saying, there was like an article saying the Batman's been missing for 2 weeks. Just a random thought. Don't need to go into that yet. But Grant, what else do you want to add there? I mean, what have you been thinking? And also, what do you think of the show?
This show has been elite from the start. Has been elite.
Yeah,
I love I've always been partial to like the more Sopranos type drama shows. So I really like the idea of it being in the DC world without having to show Batman, right? Like what's going on aside from Batman and the Riddler? Like I like the idea of more like the mob type, like criminal power struggle. Like I know they like buy off judges and lawyers and cops, and it just shows you like all of the inner workings. Because when you see the Batman movies, obviously they're 2.5 hour movies. You're not going to fit all that in. So you get you get little bits and pieces of like Penguin and Carmine and the Riddler. But this shows a lot more in depth about that storyline. And episode 4 might be actually, I think if I'm putting that episode against House of the Dragon episode 4, we have got a neck and neck battle. Those are 2 of my favorite episodes of television released this year.
Is episode 4 the dragon fight?
Yeah, man. I mean, I'm pretty pumped. I am pretty pumped about everything. We kind of joked about these shows, you know, in down in Cabo. Weren't exactly most hyped about, but we definitely had it on our radar. Yeah. And the fact that it's just blown us away, I mean, it's pretty exciting to see that. I think was I maybe the first one, or maybe the first one to put in the chat, like, hey, episode 1 of not the Penguin, but I did episode 1 Agatha. I'm like, not bad. I mean, and then now we're at now.
No, I'm a diehard look at the IMDb score, like religiously looking at and these shows they're getting like 7+ every episode, which if you follow along with IMDb, if you're scoring 7+, you got a great show on your hands. So those critics are not they're not the easiest to please because it's everyone. So
yeah, I think Marvel could be taking some notes for Daredevil. It's probably too late, but
I mean, that's a good point. That's a very good point, Boo. I mean, I'd say this, Boo, too. You know, that this show has become so successful that some people in Warner Brothers were wanting them to make this the Batman, like this universe be a part of the DCU. It doesn't sound like it is going to be. It sounds like this is going to lead probably into more villain shows for the Batman. It's cool to see, at least. This show's making a difference.
If this is any indication on if we should get another Batman movie, if we should get more Robert Pattinson content, like I hope that this means that it's staying, because
it will.
Yeah,
I think it will.
Everything that we've seen so far is crazy. Episode 4, like that's gonna win some Emmys probably. Yeah,
it might get them an Emmy win. You're so right about this. I mean, I also think Matt Reeves, who's writing this is his baby. You know, this is the one thing he's done since the Kingdom Planet of the Apes movie. So
yeah, I think what this shows a lot too with the Batman specifically is Batman's been a comic character, obviously, like very well known for decades. He has tons of villains that they can utilize. The Penguin is just one of them. Like obviously we've seen Bane and people obviously know about Joker, but there are 10, 20 other villains that he could potentially utilize and string along like a season 2 or another Batman spin-off just off the success of this show. But I think that's something they can definitely dive deeper into. I know they hit on the Riddler in the last movie, and that last movie was a major success. So
yeah, and you know what? The Penguin, I think half the joke is that the Penguin, what kind of name is that? It's 1. And 2, I think Danny DeVito being the Penguin back in the 90s kind of hurt the character itself, made it so comic-y and like, what the hell? They have truly added so many layers to this character.
Yeah.
That this next movie, when he's in there, again, he's not going to be the main villain, but when he's in there, it's definitely it only adds to it, right?
Do you think the Penguin's going to be in the next Batman movie?
I don't think they're going to kill him off. I don't think that's going to happen here.
Yeah. I'm very curious to how this is going to end, because this is only an 8 episode. It's a mini series, which I just found out. So no season 2, which I would have loved the season 2. Give me all the seasons of it. But
well, they're killing all the other mob members. Maybe Sofia Falcone does end up taking. I guess I can't guarantee that this isn't the end of
Gigante, bro. Gigante.
Gigante, indeed. Well, hey guys, I think we can end on this note. What the hell? Hour 22 minutes later, we are done. And I just want to say shout out Grant for stepping in, coming in, filling the shoes for Brad this week. And doing a hell of a job, man.
Thank you for having me. Always DTP down to pod.
Yeah,
there we go.
Thank you for adding your expertise.
Exactly.
It's needed.
Needed indeed. Well, everybody out there, keep following us on YouTube, subscribe, follow us on Instagram. I think we're going to try to get more into those other things. We've just been so goddamn busy, but we appreciate all the downloads, everyone following us all on Spotify, Apple. It's kind of crazy where we've gone to. We're now over 2,000 downloads. We're like 10 away from 2,100. So everyone keep downloading, checking this out. And Grant, I'm sure you'll be back again.
Yes, sir.
All right, guys. Have a great rest of your night. Enjoy yourselves. Everyone keep fapping, keep watching movies, and keep checking everything out. We'll see you guys next week on Filmaholics Entertainment Podcast for episode 52. Peace out.
Peace.